Where's your chemistry right now with Dalton Kincaid? I know coming into the season you talked about how you guys they just needed to get there. Where are you right now?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a good spot. Obviously, continuing to grow each and every day, coming out here and practicing and making sure we're still communicating, trying to get on the same page and stay on the same page. But the guy always finds himself in good positions. He does everything the right way. He's following the football. He's doing a good job of catching the ball and scoring. So we love when we can, rely on somebody that when you throw it up, they're going to come down with it. And he's been proven to do that.
How have you seen this team make the transition from not just winning, but not beating itself, especially the way you guys have won 2 of the 3 games this year?
Yeah, I think Coach always talks about it, mindset and the ball, and taking care of the football. That's my main job. Take care of the football and score points, and do whatever I can do to not hurt ourselves, not put us in worse situations. Trying to take it one play at a time, and at the end of the day, each and every play. Doesn't need to be a home run, but as long as we're taking singles and finding completions and staying in front of the sticks and scoring points, can't argue with the results.
What about the calm that this team seems to have? As you go back, that game on Thursday did not reveal itself until late, until maybe the block punt perhaps. The calm to stay on track in that sense and not worry about what might happen kind of thing.
Yeah, I think again the whole mindset that we have of being more process driven than result driven. Continuing to hone in our skills, be as prepared as we can be. Throughout the game, understanding that we've repped basically any and every situation that we can be in, and Coach does a great job of giving those opportunities, and whether it be in training camp or in practice or showing us clips around the league of what's going on. And just feeling like we're prepared in any situation where we don't have to stress or try to force something to happen, but just go out there and play the game.
Josh, being process-driven, you talked about it last week, that visualization works for you. Why does that work as a process that you go to?
Yeah, just ultimately seeing it before it happens, and allowing yourself to believe that it can and will happen. And I think it's a powerful tool that not just myself, but a lot of people on this team use, and I think Dr. Dez does a great job with that of relaying that to certain guys on the team that may need something like that, because everybody's got their own type of process that helps them, and that's just something that helps me.
You talked about taking care of the football. That's not a new novel idea for a quarterback, but over the last season and a half, 2 seasons, you've been really good at protecting it. Was there something that happened that clicked, that it just started, or maybe you just made it more of a priority of protecting the ball?
Well, I think if you look at it from a few different scopes, you have Joe Brady, you have James Cook, and you have our offensive line, and then you have our skill guys, and just knowing that, handing the ball off and letting James do his thing, and allowing us to see some more one high and and split safety passes. Again, having a guy like Khalil and Dalton that you can rely on, and then we have opportunities outside with Keon and Josh and Curtis, and just that whole everybody eats mentality that Joe's kind of allowed us to take over. Has allowed me to be free and not worry about so much where the ball's going. There's been a game where I didn't have to do much. Week 2, just hand it off and let James go, and that's just kind of what I'm just trying to do what I'm being asked to do, and that's again take care of the football and score points.
Josh, along those same lines, if you had to be patient, is it? You want to throw the ball downfield. I'm sure you do, but if you had to train yourself to be patient, because this is the way it's going in the league, teams are just not letting guys go deep. Right?
I think I'd counter that point with I just want to win football games. And sometimes that's, again, I know people want to talk about last game of, so Kevin just told me people are mad at we're not pushing the ball downfield, and it's just like we're winning football games and we're doing what's asked us. We're taking what's there for us. Teams want to play these split safety coverages and keep everything in front of us, but completions and letting guys like 10 with the ball in his hand make a play and go score. Same thing with 86. And just trying to. Again, we're just trying to win football games, whatever that may be, and sometimes it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be, hey, we need to check it. Sometimes we're going to have to take some chances down the field, and when those opportunities come up, we're going to have to make them. But until then, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
How much
Do you think fantasy football has placed an emphasis on that? People want splash numbers, they want big numbers, they want long, deep passes.
I think that's just, any sport. You want to see fireworks, right? You want to see the big plays and the long touchdowns and the guys breaking tackles and the guys jumping over people. As a fan of football, as an avid watcher of football, I love those plays too. I love making those plays, but ultimately I love winning football games more. And again, we're just trying to do what we're asked to do and do what I'm asked to do and go out there and be the best teammate, the best quarterback that I can be for the Buffalo Bills.
You an attribute about James Cook's game that's underappreciated or not talked about enough, what would you say it is?
The type of teammate that he is. Anytime he's on the field, he doesn't get the ball. You watch him after the play. He's a true football player. Following the ball, he's one of the first persons there to help our guys up. He's one of the first persons in there to celebrate with the guys. Doesn't care who scores a touchdown as long as we score touchdowns. And he's pretty dang good at scoring touchdowns himself.
This natural thought, and rightfully so, hey, there might be regression. When you have 16 rushing touchdowns in a season, how do you follow that up? But he seemed to start maybe even more effective and dominant than he was at times last year. Given the summer he had, how impressive is that? When there were days when he wasn't out there and he wasn't available.
Yeah, I think as a team we understood and we know who Jimbo is and trusted that he was doing the right things off the field, when he wasn't in the building, and obviously he was. But yeah, he'll be the first one to tell it's all the old line opening the holes for him, but the way he runs the football is it's a rare thing and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Josh, Coach Curry, what has his presence around here been like for your development, especially over these last 2 seasons?
Yeah, the demeanor that he has, this calm sense of confidence. The way he talks to the quarterbacks in our quarterback rooms, the way he installs certain plays for us. He's got our backs 100%. He's one of the greats to ever do it. And I don't think people understand who RC was, but he still is. He's a true athlete, and he's a special human being. On top of that, he's got a huge heart, and we love having him here in Buffalo.
Your first 3 drives to start games, ball in and in touchdowns. 2 of those have gone to Dalton. I know you're just going to go where the open read takes you, but to get him involved early in 2 of those 3 games, and he's kind of built off of that production from there. How big is that for the offense when you get Dalton going that way?
I think it's a great thing. Anytime we get the ball spread around to different guys, and now you have to worry about him in the red zone. You have to worry about him, in open field. You have to worry about him in the screen game, in the run game now. Like he's a fantastic blocker too, and all of our guys are doing such a good job, doing what they're asked to do. Whether it's go block, whether it's go catch, whether it's go celebrate with teammates, whatever it is, guys are doing just a good job. And the more that we can spread it around, the better of an offense that we're going to be.
Josh, what is the challenge? The togetherness of the team. I'm not sure if you saw after Boz scored his first touchdown, you can visibly see Keon kind of running after the ball to go grab that and save the ball for him. If it wasn't him, I'm sure it would have been someone else. Can you speak to that togetherness that maybe you have fostered or other people?
Yeah, it was a terrible spike. First of all, we judge our spikes in our offensive room, and the way that it's judged, if it leaves the screen on the top, it's a great spike. I don't think his got a foot off the ground and just kind of rolled forward. I was actually going to chase the ball and then saw Keon went after it, and I just kind of waited to congratulate him on his first touchdown. But, yeah, guys understand what it means. Guys see how hard each other, we work with each other. And, ultimately when you have an opportunity to share success with someone, we have a lot of guys that are jumping at that chance to do it. And it speaks a lot of the volume about the guys that we have in this locker room.
Josh, what is the challenge Sunday going against a team that is so hungry for their first win?
Yeah, the challenge is, again, they're going to have their ears pinned back. They want to win as badly as anybody in the league right now. And again, there's no easy games in this league. They're going to come out. They're going to have their best shot, and we got to figure out how to stop that and adjust accordingly during the game. But they got a front that's really good. They got some DBs that can make some plays on the ball, and I think they're playing a lot better than their score. And I know last week, just kind of got out of hand early on, but the first 2 weeks, I mean, they're playing really good football, so we got to be prepared for anything.
This team's known for
How's the nose, and are you going to wear the visor again this Sunday?
Yeah, it's good, and I think so.
team's very well self-motivated, finds ways to motivate itself. Is finishing the season with a home record that's perfect in what will likely be the last, well, will be the last year in that stadium, is that one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that Coach McDermott talks about is defending our dirt. But ultimately, we're just looking one game at a time, and it's the most important one because it's the next one, and we'll figure it out when we get there.
Josh, Ed from Channel 7, morning anchor, along with my co-anchor Katie. We're celebrating 10 years on Good Morning Buffalo. It's a really huge milestone. Thank you so much. We've picked Buffalo. Why have you chosen Buffalo? What is it about Buffalo that makes this place home?
I would say it's eerily similar to how I was born and raised in smaller communities that care for each other, that look out for each other. It's just the people make the place, and I truly believe that. And I don't know, I love having 4 seasons. I know our summer and fall are elite here, and winter can be a little brutal at times, but it's a special place. And on top of that, I may be the biggest wing connoisseur in this building, so it works out. I mean, like favorite spot? I mean, I think everybody knows that Bar-Bill is probably my favorite. I think Mulberry's has some sneaky good wings. And then obviously Wing Nuts is pretty dang good too. So there's a lot of good options, but any chance that you can go and try some new wings here, you should probably jump at the chance to do it.